Good morning, Mon Petit, and welcome back to my channel. I have had the loveliest start to my day. I was up bright and early this morning, headed straight out on a run. I'm really enjoying my early morning runs. I think it's something I'm going to really miss about the summer, because obviously having those brighter, earlier mornings, I feel like I just have so much more of my day. I can get up, I can get out, and I'm dressed, I'm showered, I'm hair washed literally before 8 a.m. in the morning. I love it. So I thought I would head out this morning and do a little bit of flower maintenance, because as you can see, the sweet peas are growing in abundance. Considering how long they took to actually come in, I am very happy that they are just thriving. They are loving life. I feel like I can't cut them back enough, and I almost don't want to say it, but I know a lot of you guys, we're kindred spirits. I feel like you're going to feel the same as me. And as much as I adore summer, as much as I do not want summer to end, I do start getting a little bit excited as soon as we hit August about the coming season, about the prospect of autumn. And when I opened the kitchen door this morning and stepped outside, I felt a chill in the air. Even with the sun shining, even when the sun was on my face, it just felt a little bit chilly. It felt fresh, I think is the best word to use. So it feels very almost pre-autumnal, which is getting me very excited. I did a little bit of a autumn winter trends video, which you would have seen at my last video, and honestly I am getting really excited for cozy season, for layers, for autumn fashion. I definitely think autumn is one of the best seasons to have a play about with. Summer is probably one of my favorite fashion seasons for just really simplistic, basic but not boring dressing. You know my motto. I love those basic, really simple outfits that aren't boring. They're elevated, they're beautiful, you can wear them time and time again. I mean, like today's outfit, I'm literally wearing my little Suzanne shirt. This is my favorite tomboy shirt. Or is it the Max shirt? I always get it wrong. No, it's the tomboy shirt from Suzanne, and I've got a pair of blue jeans on, and I have to say it's quite nice to wear jeans again, because I haven't worn them for ages because it's just been too warm. And that being said, apparently we do have a heat wave coming, I think early next week. It's going back up to like 28 degrees, which here in the UK is literally height of summer temperatures, absolute heat wave, boiling hot. So I feel like in a week's time I'm going to be over the pre-autumnal excitement. I'm going to be straight back into summer. And that being said, we do still have a lot of summer left. I have 2 summer holidays actually, which I'm so excited about, and I'm definitely going to make the most of the end of summer, make the most of the sunshine. But you girl can still get excited. But it was so lovely to go outside this morning and just do a little bit of flower maintenance. I have to say, something that I got really nervous about when I first started getting into gardening is actually cutting back my flowers. It just felt really wrong cutting them away, and I almost felt like I was destroying the plant, like I was ruining the plant. And it's taken me the longest time to realize that cutting back your flowers is the best thing you can do for them. I mean, can you see my geraniums beside me? Oh, the tap is in the way, hang on. Oh, goodness me. This is heavy, but these are the geraniums that I picked up literally a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago now. And when I first got them, they were just 2 individual little plants that had 1 stem, like 1 flower each on them. And the flower died back pretty quickly. I was a little bit upset. I'm really unsure what to do with it. But my brother's girlfriend has the most beautiful geraniums in her garden. Literally this kind of style. I think they're called sunburst geraniums. And she told me that the key to geraniums is cut and come again. It is cutting them back and the flowers will come back. So I took her advice. I took the plunge. I cut them both back. And look at how many flowers I now have on my geranium plant. As you can see, we do have a few dropping petals that need to be cut back, and it does break my heart, but it does make me realize that it is the best thing that you can do for your flowers when you want flowers that are going to come back, when you want that kind of longevity in your plant. And also it just makes them so much healthier. I mean, look at how well that is doing. So that is giving me a lot of joy sitting on my kitchen windowsill. And another thing that I learned actually fairly recently that I feel like has changed the way that I maintain my flowers, changed my potted plants, is how to actually water them. I feel like this is something that you don't get taught a lot, and this is just what I love about the gardening journey that we've been on together, because there's so many of you that have huge, amazing gardens that give me advice. There's a lot of you that started the journey almost around the same time as I did, so has kind of been learning along the way. And a lot of you say that you don't necessarily have gardens, you maybe just got a little balcony, or you even just have a few little potted plants on your kitchen windowsill. Similarly to what I have, I just absolutely adore the greenery and the way that it kind of just frames my little kitchen window, my cottage farmhouse window. I never really know what to call it, but we've got the basil, which is absolutely thriving. My one that I propagated this this literally just came from a little stem from this one. It is doing so well. But the key to success with regards to my plants is actually the way that I water. I found out recently with regards to these saucers that this is actually how you want to be watering your plants. Basils particularly love a lot of water. They really love being literally like soaked in water pretty much most of the time. I like to rotate these as well just so that they don't often literally splash themselves against the window. Oh my gosh, you can see how much this needs a repot. Look at the roots that are coming out of that. That is horrendous. But basil really likes to be in water pretty much 24/7. So I actually water these every single day. And I don't seem to need to worry about root rot. They don't get rotten at all. They don't not like being in water. They always like having a little bit of water at the bottom of the saucer. So I've just been doing the same actually with my geraniums, as you can see, because I've just had a little bit of a play about with it. The petals have been falling off, so I'll give that a little tidy in a minute. But I actually just use this jug. This is my milk jug from my Nespresso machine, which is hilarious, but I just pop a little bit of water in there and then I just fill it up at the bottom. And honestly, it makes the biggest difference with regards to the plant health, because I know with a lot of plants, they really like to basically drink up the water from their roots. When you think about it, the roots are obviously pointing down, and when you're pouring water over the top, it's almost like trying to give yourself a drink of water and just pouring it over your entire face. Like instead you want to like really make it direct. You want to like put it to your mouth and literally pour it into the bottom so the roots can literally just go and soak up all the water. So if you're on the gardening journey like I am, then hopefully that is a little tip, a little trick that will help your plants, help your watering. I also feel like it keeps it a little bit more like neat. It means that the water is literally just kept in the saucer underneath, and you know exactly when the plant needs a little bit of water. Whenever it feels dry at the bottom, just give it a little bit of a top up. And honestly, I'm so happy with how my plants are doing. It's so lovely the fact that I've been able to bring the garden inside, bring the outside in with my little herbs, my little flowers. Honestly, they just bring me so much joy. Well, speaking of autumn styling and planning and prepping ahead of the coming season, I have an exciting delivery to unbox with you. My first autumnal purchase of the year that I am so excited about. A new pair of shoes from one of my favorite footwear companies. If you guys have been along for a little while now, you will probably recognize Duo boots, because I do not shut up about them. As soon as it hits probably like September, October time, and then I don't stop talking about them until March, when I basically put my boots away. Duo boots are the most ingenious brand because they make footwear so much more accessible. Something about me, which I feel like most people don't know, or at least they don't believe, is that I have really big calves. It's just something genetic that I have, and I don't fit 99.9% of knee-high boots out there on the market. I have tried the sport version from Fairfax and Favour and so many other brands that do offer like different kind of calf sizes, and I have never been able to make them work, never been able to make them fit, because I just have the biggest, sportiest calves in the entire world. And it wasn't until I discovered Duo boots that I basically began being able to wear knee-high boots. What they do is create an amazing process where you measure your calf, and then literally on their website, when you buy the boots, you can just put in exactly the measurement that you want for the calf to be. It is incredible. And actually a couple of years ago, I think it was back in 2023, for a little while I was the Duo woman. I was the face of Duo boots on their website, which was such a pinch me moment, such a cool moment. And I honestly have been such a big fan of the brand ever since. Basically 99.9% of my boot collection is Duo boots, and I have a gorgeous new pair to unbox. Now these actually aren't the ones that you need to like adjust. These aren't actually the ones that you need to change your calf size, because these, as you can see, are not big enough to be knee-high boots, but these I think are just going to be the perfect new addition in my autumn wardrobe. I don't have anything like this in my collection. If you watched my trends video, you will know that suede is trending again this season, which I am really excited about, because I have quite a few suede pieces in my wardrobe that I'm really excited to bring back out this season. Also, my gorgeous new suede handbag. You can probably tell there's a particular color of suede that I am loving, because we also just talk about how beautifully these are packaged. They're individually, I was about to say wrapped, but this isn't really wrapped, individually bagged in the little canvas bags, which I absolutely adore. Now these, I'll remind myself of the name, are the Gwen ankle boots in tan suede, and I could not be more in love with them. Oh my goodness me, sorry, I just went supersonic there. If you've got any dogs in the room, you probably reacted to that voice, but look at them, look at them. They are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I have to say, thinking about my boot collection, what I'm actually really missing, what I've got quite a big gap within my collection, is more ankle boots. And I feel like this kind of like Western style, I'm not going to call them cowboy boots because I don't think they are full cowboy boots. That's not really me. I don't really want to like cosplay anything else. I just want to have like a bit of a variation of a style. So I call these more Western boots. They are very in at the moment. I've seen so many girls rocking them. I think it's because of the influence of Yellowstone, which is a program I have never watched. Alex has watched it, and when I said to him that we should watch it together, he turned to me and said, I love you, my darling, but that is not really a show for you. I'm not really good with like gore or a lot of like violence, and apparently there's a lot of violence in this show. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know down below if it's the kind of thing that you think I would like, because I feel like you guys know the kind of shows that I like as well, but Alex doesn't really think it's a show for me. But anyway, I'm still loving the kind of Western trend that has come out of it, and I just love the smell of suede as well. You know, when you open a fresh pair of boots and they just smell absolutely incredible. One thing I would say is that if you are going to add a pair of suede boots to your collection, you need to protect them with liquid proof or some kind of suede and leather protector. Every single suede piece in my wardrobe I have sprayed with a protector, and honestly it makes the biggest difference. I actually have a suede jacket which I ended up getting caught out in the rain in. Obviously it was not forecast. I was not going to wear a suede jacket out on a rainy day, and I was so worried that I'd ruined it. I was like so upset. I honestly thought that the jacket was going to be irreversible, irreplaceable, and actually the water droplets just ran right off. So I will definitely spray these with a little bit of a suede protector. But I'm thinking literally with an outfit like this will look gorgeous, like a little tan bag, a little suede jacket. Is that too far? Triple suede? I don't know, but I'm just so in love with them. They are absolutely beautiful. Such a gorgeous addition into my wardrobe, getting me very, very excited for the coming season. Oh my goodness me, is this not the perfect, understated, simplistic autumn outfit? Oh, I am getting so excited for the change in season. So I've literally just popped it on with what I'm wearing today. I've actually decided not to tuck my shirt in today just because it's quite a cozy day. I'm mainly at home, like I don't really have anywhere to be, and sometimes I just prefer having it a little bit more like loose and open. That's what I really love about these Suzanne shirts. And look at the boots. Look at the boots with these jeans. I really love the fact that obviously because they kind of tuck into the jeans, like they go underneath, you don't see any ankle. You just get that beautiful elongation in your leg. So I picked these up in a size 4. I'm about a 3.5 and usually go for a 4 in boots, and they fit so perfectly. Sometimes I do find with these Western style boots, as you can see, they're quite narrow. I don't think these feel narrow actually. Like they look really slimming and really beautiful, but they don't feel tight, they don't feel narrow, they don't feel uncomfortable. And I love the little heel at the back. I think it makes it really comfortable, but just gives that little bit of elevation. I mean, being 5 foot exactly, I will take any kind of elevation that I can get. And I've just popped it on with my gorgeous little Duomo bag, which pairs so perfectly. I mean, look at these two suedes together. Could that not be any more of a perfect match? And then a suede jacket over the top if you really want to bring home that triple suede. Goodness me, these are absolutely beautiful. Such a perfect new addition into my wardrobe. I feel like I'm just going to live in these this autumn. I know we've had a lot of talk of autumn already, but trust me, summer isn't over yet, and I feel like I am just really reaping the rewards of the hard work that I put into the garden earlier on in the year, and just enjoying that kind of like end of summer garden harvest. I actually spent so much time over the weekend doing a little bit of maintenance in the kitchen garden as well. I feel like it's been the longest time since I've given you an update, so let's head outside. Let's start with my little greenhouse in the corner, because I cannot tell you how much joy this has provided me with this summer. It's been so nice obviously having this a little bit later, because I feel like I've been able to grow plants that maybe I wouldn't have grown earlier on in the year. I've been able to learn so much, and obviously having the kind of cover means that they stay really nice and toasty warm. I cannot tell you how well the courgettes have done. I mean, considering that it was just from 2 plants, we have had so many individual courgettes that we've been able to harvest, that we've already been eating. It has just been providing me with so much joy, and I did not realize that one courgette plant would literally produce this much fruit or this much vegetables. And look how naughty this one is down here. I'm leaving him to grow a little bit more because I want to see how he kind of turns out. But these ones literally are the perfect size for a little courgette harvest. I've been harvesting most of them at about this size, and they're so sweet. They are so flavoursome, perfect in like a stir fry. We've been chucking them into like chicken and rice dishes. I honestly absolutely love courgettes, and I'm just so excited to see how well they've been doing. They're actually a plant that I feel like don't need a lot of maintenance. The only thing that I did over the weekend is basically a big old chop back of the leaves, because as you can see, they were getting to a point where they were literally like stuck against the side. They were pushing out against the greenhouse, and I don't want it to damage the structure, and I also don't want them to damage themselves. I'm debating whether literally just to completely open this out and have it open for them so that they can grow maybe a little bit more outwards, but I quite like having the net over because it just means that we don't have to worry about, you know, any kind of like critters getting in, any birds. Goodness me, can you hear those geese flying overhead? Oh, look at them. Oh my goodness me. So yes, the courgettes are doing absolutely amazingly. I cannot believe how much they have thrived in here. We've also got some peppers which are growing really, really well. We've got a little pepper fruit down there, little pepper veg, which looks like it is so almost ready to be harvested, and I'm already starting to think about what I can be planting out ready for autumn. I know that it's obviously a little bit premature to start thinking about that, but that's the thing with gardening, is you almost need to be like a season ahead. I actually think I might be a little bit behind at thinking about autumn harvests and autumn vegetables, so I can think about what else I can plant in here for the coming season. And then over at this section of the kitchen garden, we have another amazing harvest of lettuce. I actually ended up pulling a lot of the lettuce out and kind of sowing a little bit in succession. It's definitely something that I've realised with regards to when you are planting out, is you do want to think about that kind of like longevity with regards to your garden. So I planted some more spinach, which as you can see is doing absolutely amazing. We have literally just been harvesting individual leaves every single day just to add into like salads, add into like sandwiches and things like that. We've got some, I believe this is Cabolo Nero lettuce potentially. These ones are a little bit younger, so they still need a little bit of time to grow up. And then we have some iceberg lettuce, which is always Alex's absolute favourite. So it's really nice to see how well they are doing. As you can see, I've got a couple that have bolted that I need to take out. These are the ones that I'd sown obviously much earlier on in the year. So it just goes to show like the earlier ones versus the kind of like newer growth that has been coming through. And then tomatoes, honestly, this has been the year for tomatoes for me. I think last year I got maybe 1 or 2. This year, honestly, I cannot tell you how many we have had. There's actually none on the stems to show you at the moment because we've just been harvesting so many almost every single day. We've been taking in like 2, 3 tomato plants. We've got a little one growing here. And as you can see, this beefy boy, I am so excited for him to ripen. This is a Beefmaster tomato, and this plant's actually got quite a few growing. We've got this big one over here, and then we've got a couple of smaller ones, which I'm so excited to see how they develop, how they ripen, and hopefully we'll get a few more tomato plants before the summer season has ended. Honestly, this has just been the year of kitchen gardening for me. I feel like this is the year that I've really come into my own. I've learned so much more than I ever have before, and just had so much more fun with the kitchen garden, with what I've been growing. So yeah, it's so lovely to give you a little bit of an update, because I feel like it's been a long time since we did a kitchen garden update, and it's so nice seeing it as it's evolved over the seasons. Now, I don't know if you're actually going to be able to tell, this morning, I styled up my hair a little bit differently. I used a new tool, which arrived the other day, and I have honestly been desperate to try, desperate to use. This is from Style Pro, and it's the infrared hot brush, which I've had so many people talking about these, and especially if you have a hairstyle like mine where it's a little bit more layered, it has a little bit more almost like movement to it, it's supposed to be amazing. So I gave it a little bit of a test run this morning. You literally just turn it on and it is insane. Look at that, literally just heats up so quickly. You can change the temperature, which I quite like. I just let it go to 160 is kind of like the I think like the default setting, and literally just twisted it around my hair like this to allow that kind of like bob to come underneath. And I think it has given it almost a little bit more movement, a little bit more volume at the roots, because when I straighten it, it obviously kind of like pulls my hair down and just means it's a little bit more, what's the word? Like heavy, I think is the best way to describe it. And it just looks like it's got a little bit more movement to it. So I have to say, I am kind of loving it. First impressions, I am really happy with it. We'll see how it kind of like holds throughout the day. I'm not normally like a blow dry kind of a gal, because I find my hair does need heat to hold. I just don't feel like a blow dry ever keeps it in place. My hair can be a little bit stubborn like that. Whereas this, because you've obviously got like movement of the brush, but the heat from the thermal infrared, I just think this is absolutely amazing. This might just be a game changer for me, a new way of styling my hair. Let me know what we think. I'll leave it linked down below because I've never actually tried anything from Style Pro before, but this brush I am very impressed with. So I'm just popping out this morning because after all the chat about autumnal garden planning, I wanted to pop to one of my favorite garden centers and just see if there's anything that can inspire me a little bit as we head into the cooler months. We head towards the end of summer. I feel like I don't want the garden to get almost neglected. I think last year, as soon as it hit about August, I was a little bit done with gardening. I don't think we had the best weather last August, if I remember correctly. So by the time September rolled around, so many of my plants had gone over. I just lost a little bit of interest, and I really just wanted to keep the garden going for as long as possible and just get inspired for the new season, because it really is one of those things with gardening where you have to like think so far ahead. You always have to be like a season ahead. So in winter, you're planting the spring bulbs. In spring, you're planning your summer harvest. In summer, you're thinking about what's going to be blooming in autumn, and just make sure that the garden is as beautiful as possible. So I'm actually heading to one of my favorite garden centers here in the New Forest. It's in Brockenhurst and it's called Setley Ridge. It's actually a vineyard as well. I've never personally gone to the vineyard, but they've got a little farm shop there, which I might have a little wander around, pick up some bits for dinner, and just see if I can get a little bit inspired. It's a really beautiful, almost antique glass house garden centre. There's a little cafe there, so we may stop for a coffee if we're feeling it and just have a little wander around, get a little bit inspired. Well, that was quite the successful visit. We ended up staying at Setley for a little coffee and a little cake, just soaking in the atmosphere. It's one of my favourite garden centres here in the New Forest. It's a little bit smaller as garden centres go. It almost feels more like a nursery, but I just love the fact that it's literally in an antique greenhouse. It just feels so magical wandering around, and they have a lot of second-hand pieces, which I really like. A lot more kind of like antique-y style bits. They've got a lot of garden furniture and a lot of garden accessories. I actually ended up picking up a couple of supports to put in the garden just to help the plants out, make sure that they're getting a little bit more support, that they've got something to kind of hold them up and give them a little bit more structure. I have to say that's something that I do think about a lot when it comes to kind of autumn, winter as well, is how the garden's going to look when a lot has died back or gone over. And I love having like beautiful structures in the garden, whether that's ornamental structures, whether that's just kind of like plant supports, more kind of like antique styles. I really love. And we had a little wander around the farm shop. I love wandering around farm shops. There's just something so special about it. It's like a supermarket, but just so much nicer, and you can have a look at the fresh produce, the meats, the veggies. So I just picked up a couple of bits for dinner. So a very successful visit to Setley Ridge, and honestly it's just getting me so inspired for the rest of summer, heading into autumn, just making sure that the garden looks lovely. So I have just had a new delivery arrive. Some gorgeous new in autumn winter pieces. You can tell, honestly, that's all I'm wanting to shop at the moment, and I know I'm going to go straight back into summer the second the heat wave comes. But let me just get excited for a minute, because now is the perfect time to shop these pieces. I always find that the high street is always a little bit further ahead, and I've actually never shopped at this brand before, but I was scrolling on TikTok and came across this video of a girl wearing the most beautiful trench I think I'd ever seen in my entire life. I fell in love with it, needed to know immediately where it was from, and fell down a little bit of a rabbit hole on Damson Madder. Now Damson Madder, I feel like, is a brand for the it girls. I see so many girls on TikTok and Instagram, those really cool girls talking about Damson Madder. So I wouldn't have necessarily thought that it was a brand for me, to be completely honest with you, until I started scrolling on their website. And I would describe their style as like really classic, but with such a twist. I feel like they add such a trend-led element to their pieces, such a cool design, something really unique. And that is what I really love about adding those kinds of pieces into my wardrobe that are really timeless, that are really classic, but just have a bit of an element to them that make them so much more modern, so much more current. So let me show you what I have been picking up, starting with the trench coat that started it all. Now you're definitely going to have to excuse the fact that this needs a good old steam, a good old iron. I've literally taken it straight out of the packaging, so it's a little bit creased up, but this trench coat I could not be more in love with. It is the classic trench coat colorway, which I really like. This really gorgeous, almost like cool toned camel, but what really sold the coat to me is the collar detail. Now I don't have anything in my wardrobe like this. I have quite a few trench coats, I'm not going to lie, but I just feel like this one is so different. It is so unique, and I love this collar detail. The fact that it's so oversized, it really gives me that kind of fisherman aesthetic, which I really like. It's very Rain Mac-esque, which I feel like in autumn winter you very much need. I love the kind of piping detail that runs around it, and my favorite part is, first of all, how oversized the back is. I love it, but second of all, the little DM embroidered into it. It's the kind of thing where I feel like if you know, you know. It's not like a real heavy logo, it's not like massive branding everywhere that really screams where the coat is from. So it's just so subtle and so just really understated, which I absolutely love. Now it is quite big, I'm not gonna lie to you. I picked it up in a 12 and it's quite an oversized fit, so I'm gonna see if it's maybe a little bit too oversized, if I maybe need to size down. But we've got a little belt that can cinch it in, and I love the fact that it's a really lovely full length. With regards to my trench coats, if you watch my trends video, you will know that I am still going to be sticking to the classic long line trenches. Even though cropped trenches are very in at the moment, it's just not a style that particularly suits my shape. For me, I much prefer that longer line. I find it more elongating, I find it more elevating, and also keeps me a little bit warmer and a little bit drier in those colder months. Oh my goodness me, this trench, I don't think I could be any more in love with it. I mean, look at the design details. The collar is just so gorgeous. I love the way it almost gives me a little bit of a like shoulder pop, and the blue that matches with the piping is just absolutely beautiful. Now it is obviously a little bit oversized, but I think because of the belt you can just cinch it in, and I think it works really well. I quite like the sleeves as well. They're almost like balloon-esque, but they have this cuff that kind of brings it in a little bit, which A, makes it a little bit more wearable for a shorty like myself, but B, it makes it again a little bit more trend-led, a little bit more modern. I just love how it looks, and I really like that the length isn't actually too long. Most of my trench coats are fully full length, whereas this is obviously a little bit shorter, which I think works well with like trousers. It will work really well with like boots, maybe skinny jeans in autumn. And I really love the lining as well. It's actually leopard print, which I just think is so cool. So even wearing this open is going to look absolutely beautiful. I think this is such a unique trench to add into my wardrobe, something so exciting to shop for the coming season. I then also picked up a tee that I just thought was really cute, and I have to say, in autumn I do really like t-shirts. Again, this is very oversized. It's actually a long sleeve, which I just thought was really cute, and I fell in love with the design detail on it. So as you can see, there's just like a little girl here holding a coffee cup with, again, the really gorgeous DM logoed onto it, but the back is what I really liked about it. And I just thought with like a little pair of jeans, this could look really cute in autumn. It's so different for me, but I'm thinking with like a Ralphie knit thrown over the top, tucked into a little pair of jeans, this could be a really cute little outfit. The little matcha moments at the back I just thought was absolutely adorable. I've got a friend who's absolutely obsessed with matcha at the moment. I feel like she's going to be very jealous of this tee, but I thought this was another really cute piece to add into my wardrobe. A little bit different for me, but something that I definitely can see myself wearing all throughout autumn. Oh my goodness me, this is just getting me so excited for colder, cozy weather. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be wishing summer away, but this is just reminding me of those autumn days where it's raining outside, you just get really nice and cozy, maybe have a bit of a movie marathon, and you just want to be in like the coziest, comfiest things. I mean, look at how oversized it is, but I kind of love that about it. I really love the little motif at the front as well. The fact that you've got the detailing on the sleeve, and the back is so cute. I just absolutely adore this. I feel like this is just the definition of me pushing myself myself outside of my comfort zone with like more of a styling kind of element, but at the same time it does still feel very me on just those like cozy Sunday autumnal days. I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed. So it's a little while later now. As you can see, the glasses are on, the tired eyes are out. We've just finished up dinner. I ended up doing something that I love doing whenever I pick up farm shop ingredients, whenever I manage to get to the farm shop and get really fresh produce. I think in America they call it a one pot roast, potentially. I don't really have like a name for it, but it's literally just like a one dish kind of cook where you literally chop up all the veggies, get yourself some meat, stick it all together in a pan and cook it in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour. And honestly, I cannot tell you how amazing it tastes. I always just marinate it a little bit, put some oil on it, and it is so quick. It is so easy to do. One of those perfect, almost like pre-autumnal dishes. I do find myself doing that a lot more in autumn, winter. So even though I didn't actually vlog doing dinner, proof that I do actually cook. I know I always show Chef Alex and he is absolutely incredible when it comes to meals, but I do my fair share of dinners. I just never really think to vlog them because I never enjoy doing dinner as much as he does. Like Alex loves cooking, so it's his forte, it's the thing that he kind of thrives in, whereas for me, I do it because I have to. I don't really do it because I love doing it. I'm the baker, he's the chef, and that's what makes this relationship work. But I've just cleaned up from dinner and we are sitting down to watch a new show to us, which definitely isn't new, but I thought I would just tell you about it because I feel like there wasn't really like a lot of marketing for it. Like I don't think I heard a lot of people talking about it, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I was living under a rock. But it's a Reese Witherspoon production. It's on Disney Plus and it's called Little Fires Everywhere. And it's obviously based on a book, and I'm sure a lot of people have probably read the book, but we're 2 episodes in at the moment and I am already hooked, absolutely hooked. I have no idea how many episodes there are, but I have to say, as we are rolling towards autumn, winter, for me, these are the months that I just want to have really lovely, cozy films, cozy shows, amazing series to watch. In fact, is it too early to restart the Gilmore Girls rewatch? Every single autumn, I always have to restart it, and I do quite enjoy, I was gonna say Riverdale, but it's not Riverdale. Oh, what's the one? It's set in kind of like Virginia. The protagonist, she's ginger, she's a doctor. Oh, I can't remember for the life of me what it's called. I'm sure you're screaming it at the screen. Please comment down below. You'll know the one that I'm talking about. Riverville? Riverside? I cannot remember for the life of me, but that's another one that I love rewatching. So if you have any series or film recommendations for autumn, winter, comment them down below, please, because I'm going to make a list for the colder months so that I am ready with some really lovely things to watch and fill our evenings with, just to get really nice and cozy. So I'm going to leave the vlog here. I really hope you guys have enjoyed getting a little bit excited for autumn with me. As I've said, I know the heat wave is coming and I'm sure we're going to jump straight back into summer mode, but this week, where the temperature's been a little bit cooler, there's been a bit of a chill in the air in the mornings. It's just been getting me so excited. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye.